Hello, welcome to another episode of Midweek Point and Click. We are on episode 3, or day 3, whichever way you put it, of Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers, also known as The Tale of an Absolute Dirtbag. Steve, how you doing?
Hey, not bad. Hey, everyone.
That's good. What have you been up to?
Not much. Just work.
Work? Yeah? You finishing up soon for the Christmas break?
Yeah, I had the Christmas party.
Excellent. Were you quite intoxicated?
Yeah, but I didn't go over. Like, I kept on buzz pretty much all the thing, and I only... Actually, that was actually the night before our last stream. No, yeah, not our last stream, but the last Saturday, because remember the only concern being tiredness rather than drunkenness. Right. It was pretty good.
No ping pong, Steve?
Could have. I never know where I'm ping ponging. Like as first person, you can never tell.
So
yeah, it's not like Priscilla Queen the Desert ping ponging.
Oh,
that's what I keep thinking you're insinuating.
No. So old mate Steve, when he has a bit to drink, he bounces off things. He stumbles into fridges, walls, benches, countertops, all the above, just bounces off things. So it's like a ping pong ball just going off everything.
It's like the standard, like you'll lose your motor skills, but that in me, and probably because I'm big, it ends up me just like bouncing off walls and bridges as I'm moving place to place.
Absolutely. It's a great time to see for sure. Geese Peeps in the house. How you doing, Geese? No time off for the holidays? Me too. Other than the public holidays, like Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's, everything else I'm working. Only because I don't have the leave, and I'm guessing you're the same, Geese, because you just started your job, right? So you have no actual leave? Well. We'll get leave soon, don't you worry. Tongs is in the house too. How you doing, Tongs? How is Taiwan this time of year? Warm, I take it? Got myself a coffee. Steve is going to try his absolute hardest to do a recap. We were trying to think during the starting soon screen of what actually happened. But we did get a lot of things. I'll try and fill in any gaps, Steve, so go for it.
Okay, so it's a story about Gabriel Knight. He's from New Orleans. He goes up the bayou, catch some crawdaddies, some po' boys.
Does he though?
Does he puts them in a sandwich.
Po' boys?
Some of that French Creole. No, just throwing out all the things. I hope I did a good New Orleans accent. That's all my little touchstones for how they talk and all the stuff. Yeah, so he He's a horn dog. I think it's like written as just like a ladies' man. But the problem is there's probably two elements that make it so that he's slightly immoral, or like is why we call him a filth bag. Because one is that he hits on a girl at his workplace. We don't know the nature of that, whether it's his employee, hope not, or whether it's like they know each other and they just work together.
I thought she was the
That's
intern.
the only okayish. Yeah, she's an intern. That's pretty bad.
Also, you got to just change. You said filth bag. You're the filth bag. He is a dirt bag. Big difference.
Dirt bag. No, because I get from one tickle bits keeps calls me a dirt bag.
Oh, that's
I think lately, but it's mostly just because it's synonymous with filth and dirt.
Yeah.
I think it's just like different types. I'm the like morally okay filth bag.
You felt it.
And this guy's.
You tell a dirty joke or two, but you never act upon.
No,
gay
and
tendencies.
also I stay away from homophobic or transphobic or racist jokes. That's all clean filth.
Clean filth, love it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think there's that element, but then also he's going after a girl that he just saw in a limo, and rather than go, she's a suspect, or it's maybe slightly dubious why she would be in the area, instead he's like, I'm gonna get that real good. So he literally just stole a policeman's badge in order to get into a mansion to talk to her, and then maybe ask some questions. Secondary to that, maybe ask some questions about the murder, but otherwise he pretty much just wanted to talk to her and try to get in there. So that's the second element that makes him kind of a dirtbag. Otherwise, I think he's just supposed to be a ladies' man. So we've done that, and most of the last session we didn't really progress. I didn't feel like we progressed in the murder, but it's mostly just fleshing out some of the voodoo aspects of this game. There's a shop and a museum we went to. I think both. Like I remember one of them being a real gatekeeper for voodoo. Possibly both of them. In terms of like, this is real voodoo, this is not, and the historical stuff.
Yeah, one's more like magic tricks and things like that, like, you know, rabbits in hats kind of thing, and the other one seems to be actual based on history.
The shopkeeper was one person that directly sold voodoo stuff to someone. Then when we talked to him, he's like, no, I don't sell voodoo, these are just curiosities. So he isn't going under that, but I guess for legal reasons, or maybe, I don't know what reasons, it's onto the table.
Ticklebits is in the house, as is Artie Fine. Ticklebits wants to know what happened to Steve. Well, you turned into a voodoo doll. I mean, this game's all about voodoo hoodoo. So that's just what happens.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. They mostly just gave us a lowdown on voodoo in general. Other than us showing them marks on the crime scenes, both of them, I think, refused. Just said that they weren't actual voodoo, even though they look like it, certainly.
One thing that we did do as well is at the crime scenes, first of all, we stole a folder filled with voodoo symbols from the police.
Copied it, didn't we?
Yeah, so we turned the thermostat up so we could actually do a photocopy of the crime photos. Highly illegal, but you know, it's Gabriel Knight, so illegal's his middle name. But we went and photocopied all the symbols, and then we also had a symbol of, because we managed to get to the murder in the first episode, right? So we jotted down the drawing. I think I've got a picture of it, actually. Yeah. Okay. So we then took that to a dude in the park, and he said, I don't drew drawings of voodoo symbols, and then the wind took his picture away, and we managed to save it by... we convinced a kid to squeeze through the bars, which was a grown man with a kid's voice for some reason. But we convinced him to go in with a hot dog. We gave him a hot dog, a glizzy, if you will. And he grabbed the picture for us. We took it to the artist and said, look, here's your picture. And he said, all right, I'm going to draw the voodoo stuff for you. So that's good.
But do they call it a glizzy?
No, we call it a glizzy. Yep.
I've never heard that before.
Really? Oh, wow.
No.
Glizzy. It's all about glizzies up here.
No, it's not even Australian. No.
From now on, Steve, it'll always be known as a glizzy. Beansy's in the house. How you doing? So is Keith Squared. Hello. Welcome in. A Rizzy glizzy? No, it was just a stock issue glizzy. A shit one from a dude in the park. who... So he didn't want to sell us a glizzy at first, so we had to actually bribe him to sell food, even though he was a street vendor, by giving him a voucher to our bookstore. It's kind of weird.
I don't think we had money. I think that was the issue. So we gave him a voucher. He's like, well, this is at least worth something. And then he gave us the snag, as I would say.
Snag?
And most Australians would say.
Got the snag urge, as they say. When you go to Bunnings and you're real hungry, you got to rumble in the tub and you get that snag urge, and then you just go and buy that. So for those that don't know the Australian snag, it is a sausage that is grilled on a barbecue, Australian barbecue, so a grill for Americans, but it has to have like near charcoal onions on a slice of white bread with tomato sauce and mustard. Like that's the standard.
The mustard's not as common here. Usually just tomato sauce.
I've seen that.
And mustard if you ask for it.
Yeah. And you can also get like a can of Coke or a can of Solo with it. That's the usual anyway.
It's like, it's not as common because like New York, it's almost always tomato sauce and mustard on a street vendor hot dog. Whereas here, it's a sandwich, but it's also, they'll have mustard, but it's usually just tomato sauce.
Yeah. And it's just a slice of white bread diagonal. So the sausage goes diagonally across the bread and you fold it up. There is absolutely no hot dog buns on an Australian snag.
A banger and a sanger is the other term for it.
Yeah, all right. Well, shall we... Oh, before we get started, it's just by chance that when we've played this game, our streams have gone for like 1 day in the game's time. So maybe that's the way we'll do it. Each stream, no matter how long it is, will go for 1 day. That will keep up with the game progress. Does that make sense? Hopefully, yeah. So we're on day 3 today, and we'll try and beat day 3. And the next stream we'll do day 4 and so on. All right, let's continue from the checkpoint. Remember to get those Josiahs ready every time he's a dirtbag. All right. Steve also taught me last time that if you hold spacebar, you can actually see all the shit, which is something that is absolutely crucial in modern point-and-click games. Newspaper is always the first thing we do.
Times dated June 20th, 1993. Gabriel scans over an uninteresting front page. Under the cultural events section, there's a notice about a lecture on African religions. The lecture is at Tulane University. Gabriel's horoscope for the day. An evil eye is upon you. Change your course before it's too late.
Lighten up.
Imagine you actually looked at the horoscope and that was what it said instead of the average benign
yeah, where it's super specific. It's like, Steve, you will trip over a rock today, and you did it.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking of like, because that wasn't specific, but it's just more charged than just like, be thoughtful of others today, or something like that. Whereas this one's just like, an evil eye is upon you, watch out for the curse.
They should actually get a little bit more sinister, I think, with the horoscopes. I want to see people freak out that their, Aquarius has a curse for that day. Month. I don't know. Do you do it monthly? I don't even know. I don't do horoscopes.
I think it's daily because it's like split into months, which is the semi-issue I have with it.
Gotcha.
That's because I was thinking recently, if you're born on the cusp, is like 5 minutes difference between when you're born, the difference between having completely different predictions for each day of your life.
Yeah, it's almost like it's bullshit, Steve.
Almost.
And then the thing that threw the spanner in the works is how there's that extra one now. But then the purists don't count the extra one and all that sort of... I don't know. At the end of the day, it's all bullshit. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, the third sign is like really weird because I say it's due to some astronomical thing where it's like... But like what? That's not scientific anyway? Like...
Yeah.
I'm not going to shit on it too much because, like, if you want to believe it, but then it's not like it's based on something physical that changes and this has to change. Like, yeah.
I think the idea is, the alignments are meant to cause certain things, right? And by adding another one, it just proves.
Well,
that
so
all
it's
their
like,
things
does that
are
mean
bullshit.
it's always been bullshit? Yeah, if they
Exactly.
change it all.
Exactly. It's always been bullshit, and I think that's the thing because.
Yeah, at one stage they said there was going to be a new 13 sign, and all the other ones were going to shuffle a little bit in order to make room for it.
Yeah, I think it starts with O or Orpheus or something like that.
Yes,
If you
something.
do a quick.
I don't think it was even that because Orpheus side identifier ended up being really stupid sounding.
Can we get a Scooby Uwu in the chat, please? Old Greek carnies, yeah.
And also, like,
Scoob.
also apparently belonged to the evil sign as well, which also means I'm slightly more biased with my opinion, I guess.
Ooh, what's... I don't think we saw the welcome mat last time.
There could be a secret passage under the doormat, but we didn't have time.
Damn. All right, let's see. So, last episode we also asked Grace to do some research, so maybe we'll have a chat. Actually, what's this? Why is there a picture? Does that look like a dog to you down the bottom corner? What is this? I don't even remember this. Do you remember where we got this?
I have no idea. Just
a-
getting our dreams.
It's a photo of the dog from the end of Terminator 1.
And to Terminator 1.
Yeah,
I don't
remember when
that
she's in the
movie that
Jeep
well.
with the dog? And that's where the photo is taken that Kyle Reese ends up having in the future.
Okay. I was gonna say, I mean, it's just a general German Shepherd, so it's the same as the Maxi from Terminator 2.
Max and Wolfie.
Yeah, Wolfie's the fake name.
You know, that's the only time that the two Terminators speak to each other is mimicking
Yeah.
different voices on the phone.
What's wrong with Wolfie? I can hear him barking. Is he
Wolfie's
okay?
fine, honey. All right, let's see. Let's talk to Grace. Talk.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
I just realized he looks like Keith Urban a bit.
Do you
Yeah, I
have
think
messages
it's
for
been-
me?
Your pal Mosley called. He left a message that they are interrogating a suspect this morning, and you might want to be there.
Oh,
Sounds
we get to see some police brutality.
I bet.
Isn't it great that we're just a civilian and the cop is like, well, I knew you in grade school, so you want to come interrogate this guy with me? It's proper
Yeah,
police
it's-
procedure.
It's like some small town shit.
Let's have a look at this painting.
3 snakes in a skull. Gabriel's father painted it.
What a wacky offbeat kind of guy Daddy was.
Daddy.
Do you want to claim him for Australia?
Who are we claiming for Australia?
Is that a Keith Urban reference?
Gabriel Knight? No, you guys can keep him. Art supplies. What else is there?
Oh,
A ladder-
it's because Keith Urban is Australian American.
What was a box? I don't remember the box.
I can go through the rest of that stuff some other time.
Oh, maybe there was. We haven't had coffee yet. Let's do that. Coffee.
God, I wouldn't be too out of place with the average Australian male.
Nice cup of Joe.
Good coffee.
It's a Twin Peaks reference. Just need cherry pie. God, I love cherry pie so much, Steve. Do you?
Yeah, don't know if I've had that much. Apple pie, I love.
It's an ashtray.
It's an ashtray. All right, let's talk about this.
But sort of, I guess, not. Probably have a child's taste for apple pie.
Does this mean anything to you?
Sure. I'm
So
the
less
one
it
that
has
gave
of
it to
anything
you,
else, the
remember?
better.
There we go. Grace gave us the dog photo. Interesting. Steve, you heard the how some parts of America eat apple pie with a slice of cheddar cheese on top?
I think that might have been mentioned here
Okay.
before because that's
Weird.
yeah, that is a bit
Grace's coat. Let's have
like
a
it
look.
wouldn't spoil it,
Grace's
but it doesn't
code
add
is a
to it.
simple
I guess
but classic
reduces it a
trench
little bit.
coat. Gabriel hates people with good taste.
Does he have flares? He does, does he? Bell bottoms? Is that what you call them? I don't know. Alright, where are we going?
Yeah, I'll accept vanilla ice cream.
I'm out of here. Try not to sell out the store while I'm gone.
Uh-huh.
She don't give no shits. Alright, do we have any new locations? I suppose we can go to the police station. That's where we wanted to go, because old mate's gonna let us interrogate. Oh, this guy!
What was it like for Tongle?
So in Australia, we'd call cheddar cheese like tasty cheese. That's what we say. So the idea of putting like a slice of, I almost said coon, but that's no longer the brand name, is it? They renamed it.
No. You know the Cheers.
To what? Sorry?
Cheer.
Cheer. Okay, so adding a slice of cheer on top of ice cream sounds insane to me. All right, let's talk to the drummer. Hello.
Hey,
The drummer looks at Gabriel but says nothing in return.
Oh, okay. I'm still suspicious of this trash can. Who has a snake on their can?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk to Frick. Hello, Frick.
Unless they're voodoo haters, because that's why they put it on their garbage
can I
can.
bother you again, officer?
What is it this time?
Dr. Phil.
Do you know what caprice encore means?
No. Sounds foreign or something.
Hornless goat, wasn't it? That's what we learnt last
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
Marie Laveau.
What do you know about Marie Laveau?
Marie who? Is she the one that hangs out on Conti and Nash?
No. Never mind. Do you know anything about animal masks?
I see plenty of masks during Mardi Gras. Not many animals, though. Of course, there's plenty of animals underneath.
Oh, tell me about it.
Stranded? How you doing? This is a remake? It is a remake. We
Yeah.
decided to stream the remake because everyone did the original, and I've never seen the remake being streamed anywhere, so here we are. Welcome in. Hopefully, Japan is lovely at this time. You and
Hi,
Tom's are
Stranded.
close by. All right, let's see. Oh, you had some homework to do, Stranded. Did you manage to do it yet, or are you going to have to do that this weekend? I like that we've got free reign to actually just walk in here now.
Yeah.
Excuse me, officer?
Yes?
Oh, good.
It's
Never
like he
mind.
was,
Oh, never mind.
Fine.
'Cause
I'll
he
get
was-
back to work.
he was childhood friends with a one of the detectives, so of course he gets to walk around the police station.
Yeah.
Glad you made it. It'll give you a feel for how I am in action. You know, handling suspects, that sort of thing.
I'm sure it'll be invigorating. Who is this guy, anyway?
Calls himself Crash. He's been an informant for us before, mostly helping us bust small-time pimps and dealers trying to break into the territory. He's been staying invisible during these murders, but we picked him up this morning at Jackson Square pushing coke. He knows something. Call it detective's instinct.
Detective's instinct. Got it.
Wait, where's the phone book? Have you been soaking him in with water to make sure he doesn't bruise as much?
All right, Crash. I want to hear about these murders. Have you been present at the so-called voodoo ritual?
Oh, Tim Curry was in the
I
original?
don't know nothing.
Yep.
All right,
Mark
I told
Hamill
you.
as well.
Come on now.
Oh, man.
Tell me, do you know anyone who's been to these rituals?
Look, I can't say nothing. You gotta let me go.
Relax. No one knows you're here. The men who picked you up were in plain clothes.
Plain clothed. Like you could fool them. They know I'm here. They've got ears all over the city.
Oh, he looks
They
like a
know
dirtbag.
everything.
Who are they, Crash? Are they the ones doing the murders?
Let me go.
If you're so worried about being detained, start talking. You tell me what I want to hear, and maybe I can get you into the witness protection program.
What?
But you gotta earn it.
Witness protection? Are you crazy? Oh, don't make me laugh. Oh, Jesus, just let me out of here.
Oh, come on. Who's behind these murders, Crash? Why are the victims all members of the underworld?
Oh, by now they know I'm here. It's different when I'm supposed to come here. Oh, if I can send a message. Yeah. Tell him I
Exactly.
didn't say
Stranded.
nothing.
Christ, he's freaking useless. Just take him back to detaining, would you, Tony? I'll tell you, times like this, I'd kill for truth serum. Damn civil rights.
Truth
Can I
serum.
quote you on that?
Huh? Hell no. Damn, we can only keep him for 24 hours. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna have to let him go. Sorry it wasn't more exciting. You know, for the book, I mean. Hey, maybe you could punch it up some. You
Maybe
know,
the phone book would have been
what do
more
they
exciting,
call
Steve.
that? Fiction. That's it.
It certainly is. I'll see what I can do.
Truth serum, is that even a real thing, or is that just some horse shit made up in novels? Sounds like
It's-
horse shit.
It's kind of real. It just doesn't work the same as it does in like a lot of movies and stuff. But it's basically like alcohol is technically truth serum. Like if you get someone drunk, their lips loosen.
Okay.
So truth serum is basically just there's different chemicals, and it changes over time. But or whoever uses it, but it's any chemical that. So basically, you want that effect of alcohol. You want a chemical that doesn't numb their brain as much.
Like judgment.
That's just
calls.
basically what. Yeah. So that's basically what truth serum is. It's just whatever chemical loosens someone's lips or makes them not care without affecting their recall too much.
This lock still screams out at me.
But it's not like, so it's not like you just inject someone and they start telling the truth, like True Lies style. But it's, you're getting them intoxicated, and then you're still doing a normal interrogation. It's just that they're intoxicated, so it's easier to get information from them.
Tongs, you were absolutely right. I stealth secretly work for Coolish. No, like, it's so funny because when I went to Sydney, I introduced because there was a Mito Mart, which is a Japanese supermarket underneath work. And I introduced them to Coolish, and now all they do is suck down Coolishes at lunchtime. It's great. Everyone's on board.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Let's insult him.
Have you ever called the hair club for men?
I'd rather have no hair than your hair, Knight.
What?
Sick burn.
It's also like he's got flowing, like blonde hair. Like,
You know I was watching Limmy a while back, and someone in chat, and they got a ban for this, but I thought it was hilarious. They asked him when he went on holiday if he flew receding airlines, and yeah, he banned him. It was good.
What's the status on the
it's
Voodoo
funny
Murders
seeing what people
case?
get banned for and
Sure
that
as hell ain't going well.
on his channel.
There sure are a lot of breaks being applied in different areas of the investigation. We're getting some real info on the victims now, and they're not exactly upstanding citizens. I was hoping to get more out of Crash, but he's scared shitless. We'll have to let him go tomorrow morning.
What's the status on the Voodoo Murders case?
You're as filled in as me.
That shouldn't be a thing. We shouldn't be as filled in on a crime as the chief of police.
Yeah.
What's the status on the Voodoo Murders case?
You're as filled in as me.
Okay. So it's not going to grey out this time. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's go to
Yeah,
the
I would-
park.
I would take a ban if I thought of that joke. I would take a ban if I could tell that joke.
It's
I'm gonna
very
hit
good.
the road.
I'm going to use
Ciao,
it for
baby.
sure. Well, he does have his own little private room, although it does seem to be the interrogation room that he turned into an office. So maybe he's just like the intern or something.
As a detective, I think he's just a senior detective.
Okay.
But he has aspirations to be police chief.
Oh, that's true. You're right. All right, we'll go to the park and get our pattern. Hopefully it's beautifully crafted. This song is a strange one. It kind of feels like it doesn't match or something. It seems too jovial. Space is in the house. How you doing? I'm gonna snooze that ad. Welcome in Space. I believe you, when you stream later on, you're going to be enjoying a snack. Please hold off until I am there, just in case, because I would love to get your live reaction.
So is more advertising for the same product?
No, it should be though. Although I don't think sending a coolish overseas would work too well. Park. Here we go. Mail the coolish. That would be amazing.
Ah.
An Aussie snack, actually. Stranded. Excellent. Glad to hear it.
But,
I will definitely be stopping by once we're done.
so did they do this park transition better in the original?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
It's really weird.
I'm gonna do it again just so you can see it. It's. I don't like it.
It's like you can tell, like it's almost like under the hood. I didn't do it.
Yeah, that's weird. It kind of does it sometimes. Or maybe if I double click. Yeah, okay. So it's set up in quadrants. I think if I double click to the next area, I'll warp there. But if I click, I'll slowly walk. I don't know, it's weird. Do they have the ballet dancer in the park? I don't know. We haven't found one yet. Maybe there will
We
be
haven't
one.
seen it, but they do change.
Is that a ballet dancer? Madame Lorelei?
No.
She's from the Gilmore Girls. Well, she's got a
She'll be
belly.
shaking her hips. She's gonna be shaking her hips for a belly dance.
She doesn't do it for free. We have to pay her and then maybe she'll shake her hips. Oh, she's got a snake though. Let's take a look at her snake later on.
Come on, boys, hoopla!
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah.
There's Stranded.
I would have bet money she wasn't, but you're right.
For those that don't know, in Stranded's channel, she's got a reward to do a ballet dance. We'll talk to her in a second. Let's get our picture first.
Thanks, boys.
How's it going today?
What? Oh, it's only you. Man,
Only me.
I have been jumpy all day.
That's fair.
That pattern of yours really freaked me out for some reason. There's just something
Oh, it's like
creepy.
You finished it?
Yeah, and you're welcome to it. Here.
Wow.
I never
This
want to
is
see
great.
these geometric shapes
Yeah,
ever
just
again.
Don't like
No.
go on the planet with it or something, okay?
I didn't mean to upset you.
Forget it. I'm probably just being stupid. Do your thing with it, and good luck.
That's fair, Stranded. All right, we got our ding, 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 ding. So we got extra points. Excellent. Let's have a look at it now.
The reconstructed Veve was done for Gabriel by a technical artist.
did a good job because I wouldn't have made out that much.
I bet you he's using like a compass to make these circles. He didn't freehand these, that's for sure. This is like that 1%er show that we watched, Steve, where it's like, count how many circles are in this image.
Yeah, I was like triangle. It was like triangles in this triangle, like a real Professor Layton style puzzle.
I love the
And
Professor
it was
Layton games,
bullshit,
but man,
because
they
it was-
burned me out.
Yeah, but yeah, this one was bullshit, arbitrary on the 1% show. Yeah, the last like, refresh my memory. I saw someone playing Professor Layton on a stream recently, and I almost screamed to my monitor. Is there something in the clue they didn't get? All the instructions, and yeah, they completely went off, and I sort of shout, "It's not the same! They're not the same!" And yeah.
And sometimes they're even like, they go for trick questions. It's not even a real answer. Like one of the ones that I've got, it's a Layton adjacent game. I think it's his niece or something. Can't remember the name of her, but it says something like, what's the minimum amount of moves that you need to turn the clock hands for something to happen? And it ends up being you don't do anything. You just hit solve because the puzzle is already there on the screen. So it's, I don't know, it's naughty.
It's like the what's the riddle? I've seen it appear elsewhere, but that riddle in Die Hard, where it's like, I met a man with 7 wives. The 7 wives had 7 sacks. Each sack had 7 cats, so on and so forth. And they work it out 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. And they're about to do the answer. And then Bruce Willis hangs up and he goes, no, that's not the answer. And he goes, it's 1. What the F are you talking about? And he goes, it's just 1. He met one guy. But there's nothing in the clue to say, to like hint at that even. Like,
Oh, okay.
the whole thing's arbitrary. But yeah, that was a thing where it sounds like it's a math problem, but it's like, no, you just got to answer 1 because that's all the clue said. And the wives and cats and sacks are arbitrary.
I was just called a filth bag, but I don't know what I said. So it was an unintentional filth bag comment. Hello, Lorelai.
Madam Lorelei, is it?
What can I do for you, handsome?
Oh no, don't call him handsome. Gabriel's clingy as hell. That's it.
That's
I
a
don't
nice
think
snake
that-
you have there.
Oh,
He's a horn dog. Our
say
dad
the
is
same of
clingy.
you.
I can as soon as he's sated himself,
Well, I know where I got mine.
they're nothing to him.
Did you get yours?
That's personal.
He knows where he got his snake? Jesus.
I'd really like to know more about that snake.
Oh, sorry, sweetie, but I don't discuss Elvis with anyone.
Okay.
How about a reading?
The prices are listed on the sign.
They seem a little steep.
Well, I sometimes do my intimate friends for nothing, but
I bet she
I
does.
am a businesswoman.
I'm sure you are.
They...
How's business?
How's business? I have no time for such dull conversation, darling.
That is something I do love about this game, and I know I say it each time, but I really love how people zing him back. He doesn't get away with all this shit, like people are just constantly insulting him.
Oh, nothing.
Well, then move aside, sweetie, but stay where I can look at you, okay?
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, this song always reminds me of Homer singing it. Alright, where are we going?
Come on!
Oh, okay. Cemetery, St. George's Books, drugstore.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's check out Greater Nolans. Oh, there's a uni. Oh, that's from the newspaper. Alright, let's do it.
It looks like the lecture is just starting.
Steve Martin.
Voodoo is the tribal
Says
religion of
Gibbon.
Africa, but the name Voodoo is actually a banner heading, under which resides an entire body of distinct tribal belief systems. The word voodoo may sound familiar to you. What is known in the States as voodoo is actually an amalgamation of African religious systems, voodoo, and European religions, primarily Catholicism. All of these subcults of African voodoo have certain things in common. The most important is the worship of a pantheon of spirits, instead of the single deity that the Christian and Muslim systems have. Some of these spirits are elementals. Some relate to specific tasks or places. Some represent important tribal leaders who have died. This spirit worship is what makes voodoo so easily adaptable. With all these spirits, it's no problem to add a few more. Say, for example, the Virgin Mary. At the height of tribal Africa, warfare was common. One tribe would conquer another, and the Loa, important in the conqueror's tribal system, would be adopted readily into the conquered tribe's Loa pantheon. In this way, many of the voodoo cults spread and mingled throughout tribal Africa, enriching the belief system and causing innumerable offshoots. The basis for the
Ooh.
voodoo religion
Minotaur.
seems to be as old as man himself.
Or as Americans
It
would
has
say,
much in
Minotaur.
common with many early pagan practices. Animal totems, sympathetic magic, elemental spirits in the trees, the heavens, the bodies of the sick. Africa is believed by many to be the cradle of the human race.
Firestar, man.
Some
Welcome
of the
in.
voodoo Loa may be as old as
Hey,
the
thanks for the
Garden of
raid.
Eden
Thank you so
itself.
much.
We
Appreciate
still
it.
can't
Welcome in,
explain
guys.
some of the real power of these primal religions. And note, I said primal, not primitive. There are African Bokors who baffle our scientists with their supernatural powers. Now,
I
let's
think so.
discuss the elements of voodoo.
Fascinating guy.
In voodoo, the spirits
Gabriel's
are called
such a,
the Loa, During a voodoo ceremony, celebrants are possessed by the Loa. This is called being ridden. The human worshipper
Being
is
ridden.
seen as a
Gabriel
horse,
like that.
and the Loa as the divine horseman. A person being ridden by a Loa takes on the characteristics of that spirit and becomes, in effect, merely a vessel for the more powerful entity. Some of the older original Africa Loa include Dambala, the great serpent god, Ezuli, the mistress of
What
love,
were you playing, Starman?
Papa Nebo,
Yeah,
or
I
Gede,
think that's gonna come
the
up.
lord of death, Awe, the spirit of water, Legba, spirit of the crossroads,
From Asia,
and
Gi,
the cruelest
the power of
and
wind.
most dangerous, Ogun Badagri, the lord of destruction.
Okay, like
Sleep at night.
Tribe-specific
Red Letter Media style.
can have as much or more power as the more widely worshipped Loa. For instance, a particular tribe might revere highly the Loa of an ancestor who was a legendary hunter.
Oh, that is one of the ones.
Voodoo temples
That is one of the ones
are
that Red Letter Media have done. The fake
their
beanie
priests,
babies.
Hangan,
Or how to
Bokors,
spot them.
their priestesses, Mama Loa. In a voodoo houndfor, there's a ritual circle marked by a center pole called a poto meton. During ritual conclaves, initiates dance under the supervision of a Bokor and a Mama Loa, or head priestess. The use of totems or animal masks and markings was not uncommon in the original African ceremonies.
Savvy.
Now, though, all but the oldest sects have abandoned this practice. Ritual objects used during the conclaves included the ritual gourd, or asan, the ritual knife, or kubasa,
That knife gives me the chills.
the ritual whip, or fouetcash, and the ritual coffin, or seke madule. These items are often optional, called for by the Mama Loa for specific magical rituals. The Mama Loa is the most powerful figure in any voodoo sect. Voodoo is a truly matriarchal system. Even the Bokor knows his power is limited. The Mama Loa is the supreme woman. She goes out of her house at night, sees many things, and tries to get butterflies, and at night again she sees other things, including fireflies.
This is the guy giving a lecture. Or is it that he's... Or is it maybe that's because of where he got his perspective, that might be why.
I don't know. That was really weird, though.
What? Can't see.
Oh, we're dreaming.
Get in. Can't.
It's like me during one of the meetings at work. I'm dreaming about the things they're talking about as I fall asleep.
Have you fallen asleep in a meeting before, really?
I do constantly now.
My God.
I still wonder about people who used to do that when I was little, when I was like...
Help!
And now I am one of those people.
Lecture is over.
Oh my God. Sorry.
The boss called me out last meeting for doing it.
Okay, good. We're in a spot where there's no more dialogue. Everything happened when there was
There's
that,
someone-
that cutscene, I guess. Go on, Steve.
Someone asked me a question, the boss said, "Wake up, Steve."
Oh no, that's so... Are these like just video meetings or in person at work meetings?
In person at work.
Holy shit. That's Huh.
Oh, they're so fucking dull and none of the information is relevant.
You'll need to host
It used to be,
them, just so you
it
don't
used to be
sleep.
bad at one point when they're going through like the list of tasks to do, because most of it's not to do with me because I'm on one of the side, mostly on the mobile app, whereas most of the stuff is around web. That was already difficult, and then a guy joined and he does this intro of I guess the schedule, and like someone could gag me with a handkerchief soaked in what's that stuff? I just blanked on it as soon as I
Chloroform?
actually went. Chloroform, yeah.
There you go.
Someone could gag me with one of those, and I would have a better chance of staying awake than when he's doing his bit, because it's a mixture of just this boring spreadsheet constantly being shown, and then his voice is kind of very droning, and that put together, like the droning voice itself is. So sometimes I've actually been perky. It's like, oh, I've gotten a weird wind, and I actually feel pretty energized and awake, and then initially I'll go, I'll just close my eyes for a bit just so I see anything other than this spreadsheet.
Oh no,
And
that'll
then,
get you.
and I'll still be like reasonably awake, but then as soon as my eyes are closed, that's when I start drifting.
But you're a snorer, aren't you? You don't want to be snoring at work.
Have occasionally. Like not like a full snore, but just you make that initial sound and it wakes you up.
Like it's like a snort.
The start of it. Yes, there's like I've done the snort stuff. No, I don't think I've done a full snore.
Do you do the snort and then cough at the same time to pretend that it was just a weird, sinus thing rather than being asleep? Or do you just
I
own your
should. I
sleepiness?
didn't even think of that. I actually thought, I guess it probably did notice, because there was a junior dev that the boss used to take the piss out of relentlessly for falling asleep during meetings. He did like twice. And it's like, well, he must never notice when I did it. And I think he did, but he won't. He'll make fun of me for other things, but I don't think he I've realized he just won't have a go at a senior dev for falling asleep.
You know what you need to do? You need to record yourself on OBS, just completely awake and alert, and then use that as a virtual camera and put that virtual camera as your meeting. So then it'll be like speed where it loops. As long as you don't move the handbag, then they won't even know.
Yeah. This is all live, like, because most meetings, I think during COVID, we had to have our cams on all meetings just because without people coming in physically, it's like a trust thing.
Yeah. Oh, is that the way you guys put it? I thought it was more to still have human interaction, not for trust.
I think there's that, but it's also like, you know what they're doing on the other end. Like, are they asleep, or like when you have less interaction, it's like you gotta like see people. I guess this part of it is social, like seeing people eye to eye is the other way to say it.
Yeah.
But then otherwise, most online meetings you can pretty much just keep your cam off. But this is every week I have to go in for the major meetings.
Well, you know what you need to do then? If you can't do it via a virtual camera, you need to get yourself some of those glasses that has open eyes.
I thought of those. I actually, because I also thought like during COVID of like, what if there's a filter that you could do that as a joke?
There is. There is. It's the NVIDIA broadcast app does it automatically. It's a.
Oh really?
It's designed for keeping eye contact. So no matter where you're looking, you'll always be looking at the camera. So you can technically use that. And then have your eyes open the entire time. You'll be snoring with your eyes open, and people will probably... It'll be like that time where you're at my place
joke.
And you woke up. Remember that? In the middle of the night, and you just have wide open eyes? Ugh.
Yeah.
Scary, Steve.
They were doing shenanigans. They put my hand in... they did the hand in the water trick, which didn't work, but partly because I usually go to the toilet before sleeping. I sort of have to do that before I can sleep. But they were doing stuff like that, and they woke me up in such a way that I was still in like a sleep state, wake up like half asleep, half awake. And so like in my dream, I remember in my dream it was like I was being annoyed. I was being annoyed by some sort of like mischievous god, like a mischievous spirit, and so I was telling it to basically go away, and that freaked them out because apparently in real life I sat up, looked at someone but with complete dilated eyes, and told them to go away.
It was, you know, when the Undertaker in wrestling gets sort of semi-defeated, and then he sort of lurches up from his on back state, he sits up straight away. That's what Steve did, and his eyes were completely black like the devil's. And he's like, "What? And I was
I think it was something like that.
Yeah, it sits up like Michael Myers, exactly. And yeah, it was terrifying, like, because it happened, I think it was on my 14th birthday party. So very, very long time ago. And as little kids, we were just like, "Oh, that's scary, Steve." It was very funny though. But I think you knocked over the glass, right? When you woke up, because, I mean, we were
one stage during the night. Because you guys, instead of just like putting it in, going, okay, it didn't work, and then you guys left my hand in water, so I guess presuming it would do something maybe during the night. But it meant that the next time I shifted, and because it was on a mattress, but the floor was stone.
Yeah, it's like slate floor. Yep.
Yeah. So in the middle of the night, I just moved, and that caused the glass to just tip me over a little bit, caused it to smash.
Yeah. and all of us kids were apart from Steve, because like Steve was obviously the victim.
Because it was the first person to fall asleep. That was the challenge.
Exactly.
And so I was the first one. That's why they were doing it to me, because I was the first one to fall asleep.
And when Steve sort of stirred, we all pretended that we were asleep, like just as if nothing had happened. We were like, whoa, what's going on? But even though we were all awake trying to prank Steve, it was good times back then. Speaking of good times, though, welcome in Verdantry. You know what time it is?
Oh no.
It's Dr. Pepper time.
It is. So give me 1 second. I have to fulfill Kratos's quest.
We're having a good stream and you had to go and do that. They might have been having the same trouble that Discord was having.
In the scenario, I am a boy. Exactly. A bolty boy. Alright, I was probably 6 years older than that photo, Tongs, when that happened. Alright, here. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Dr. PP. Steve, it is Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. I don't know if you've had that one, but maybe that would sway you and change your mind.
That's like... No, the idea of that doesn't sway me at all.
Fair enough.
It's like something I already don't like, and you're going to take away the natural sugar and replace it with chemicals, more chemicals. Because like, Dr. Pepper doesn't taste chemically enough. It needs to taste more chemically.
It's delicious. Speaking of delicious, so I went to the dentist yesterday for a clean, and the process itself is fine and actually really relaxing. But what's delicious, absolutely delicious, is the fluoride drink that you swish afterwards. It tasted exactly like a fireball shot. It was so good. All right, let me save it. For those that have played Gabriel Night before, can you just... This isn't a spoiler, but just tell me, is this a game where you can die? Okay, cool. Good to know. We can see old mate get his comeuppance.
I've got to go back to a dentist just for a checkup. But I have a problem with dentists where apparently I can't open my mouth wide enough for dentists.
Oh.
That wide enough the dentist would want.
Have you seen then? I don't know when the last time you went to the dentist is, but technology at the dentist is insane. It advances so much in such little time.
Okay.
They've actually got little blocks now, little foam blocks that you can put in the back of your mouth that prop up your mouth without having to actually keep your mouth open. So if you are like that, where you've only got a small gate.
Unless the ones you're talking about is different. They've always had that where they just stick those things in your mouth, like between your molars, and forces your mouth open.
Okay, well, I don't know, because I've never had the issue with not being able to keep my mouth open, so I'm not too sure. But when I had some surgery last year, I had to, because it was a 90-minute session where I had to keep my mouth open, and even for a guy that keeps his mouth open a lot, that was too much. So they're like little foam triangles that they jam it right at the back to keep your mouth, and then you can sort of just sleep or whatever.
Yeah. I remember once as a kid, I had to go into the dentist for something. It was with school for some reason, because I remember there being other school children, and I was part of a small group, so I think there was just like two other girls. Because I remember them two other girls just because, like, I remember during the session they're constantly telling me to open my mouth. It's like and it's at the point where I got the pain in the side of my jaw from trying to open it too much.
Yeah.
It's like I can't do any further, but they just kept saying open your mouth, and I just remember because like afterwards I was in like this waiting room, and like one of the girls went, "You've had a problem in there?" And I've gone, "No," because all we could hear was, "Open your mouth! Open your mouth!" And so we assumed you were panicking or something like that.
That's funny as.
And then it's never gotten, it's probably better than that now, but it's never gotten fully better where they're where I can keep my mouth open to such an extent that they're not struggling.
It's like the splits, Steve. No one can just do the splits. You got to work at it. So maybe you just need to do some jaw exercises. Get that mouth open wide in the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, could do that.
It's I don't know. I just really enjoy going to the dentist. It's so good. Come out feeling all fresh and clean. They give you a toothbrush, floss, and toothpaste to take home in a little show bag. Hell yeah, it's great. Okay, so we've got Steve Martin here. What else do we have in this room? Podium.
He's too blonde for Steve Martin.
Yeah, he is. But this is in his early days. This is like the jerk.
I see it black hair. Black hair in his early days.
Have you seen the jerk, Steve?
Yeah.
It's very funny. It's very funny.
It's because that's where I always thought it was in the jerk, but it might not be a reference because I think this might be an American saying anyway. But I remember Vinny Caravella once several times he's done that shit for the knowing the difference between shit and shanola.
Yeah,
sort of reference. But I learned afterwards. I always thought he was referencing the joke, but I learned afterwards that might be a general American saying, and it's just the joke. They made a joke out of it.
The funniest joke in the jerk that gets me every single time, and sometimes I'll just look up the video. It's totally like an airplane kind of gag, but it's where he's working for the little miniature train company where he rides the trains, and there's this lady with a little boy, and the boy, can't remember exactly the situation, but the boy is under duress, and he goes and saves the boy and brings the boy back to the lady, and she's like, "Oh, how can I ever repay you?" And he's like, "Oh, how about a little kiss?" And she's like, "Okay." And then he bends down and kisses the boy on the cheek.
Yeah.
It's like, what? It's very funny.
One thing I remember Dad saying, because it's something I would never notice. It's not like a haha joke, but there's a bit at the start because it's got the family listening music and they're sort of clapping in rhythm, and Steve Martin isn't. The joke being because he's white, he doesn't have rhythm. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like already a borderline shitty joke, but the thing that Dad said is like he's able to do no rhythm. Like it's actually hard when you hear a beat, like because everyone else is moving to a beat. When you're hearing a beat, it's really hard to be arrhythmic.
He's doing
so that's almost like that's almost like it takes skill to do that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's talk to old mate.
Are you a student?
No. My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Well, you've already interrupted and slept through my lecture, Mr. Knight.
Yep.
I hope you have something worthwhile to do here. If you figure it out, let me know.
One more thing with Steve Martin. Have you seen... Oh, it looks like someone else there.
Holy shit! Look at all the conversation things. Yeah. Okay, go on.
Have you seen that thing on Netflix, the Steve Martin and Martin Short?
Only Murders in the Building?
No, it's them doing a live show.
Oh. Because they've got their own TV show called Only Murders in the Building. Yeah, you'd probably like it. Yeah.
This one, I sort of like it, but I wouldn't recommend it because it is drier than... But it's... The interesting thing to me is just they're doing whatever the fuck they want for a paid audience still, but it's just them. You sort of see their tastes through it, but one bit they're rizzing each other, and what Martin Short says to Steve Martin, he goes, "You've looked like you're 70 since you were 30."
That's so true. Although, now that he's in his 80s, because he's doing Only Murders in the Building, he actually looks like he's 60 again.
100% certified. Got him.
He's very good. I was a little bit, you know how like Steve Martin's at his best when he's doing a bit of slapstick? It's not just like gags, but he's a very good body actor. In Only Murders in the Building, he's playing sort of like, it's a comedy for sure, but it's not the Steve Martin that we know. Until like towards the end of the first season, there is a bit where he actually becomes his standard self, and it's very, very good. You should check it out. Netflix. It's great.
And you haven't seen Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, have you?
If it's anything like Blazing Saddles, I don't want to, because that's fucking awful. Hate it.
No, something like that. It's him and Michael Caine as the mains. And they're
Okay, that sounds
they're
right.
they're con artists, but they're different levels, like social levels. He's the more sophisticated one, and Steve Martin's the very basic. And he's also bit of a, I guess not womanizer, but yeah, yeah, that's really good. I was just gonna say, because if you'd seen, I don't want to spoil it, because if you'd seen it, there was a scene of that's amazing with Steve Martin.
I'll probably watch that one.
Both of them.
Yeah, that sounds good with Michael Caine. Absolutely, I'll go for it. I just I don't know.
Yeah, you don't trust me after Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles was one of that and Animal House are probably some of the worst comedies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I don't like Animal House at all.
Yeah, I think they're both very problematic.
Yeah.
And problematic by today's standards, but I feel that for me they would have been problematic by those days' standards too.
I think Blazing Saddles, it's not like one of the things with the because I like to use an N-word a lot. The one thing is that it's only the bad guys and the townspeople who are portrayed as ignorant. It's like there's no doubt in mind that they're supposed to be ignorant. But Gene Wilder, who's one of the coolest characters, never uses the N-word in the whole movie. That's the distinction, which I guess is lost now. Now you don't use to say it at all. But that's sort of a distinction. That's why it's sort of pro, even though they use that word constantly. But it's always the bad guys and the ignorant people that's using it.
Just makes me
and that's
feel
sort of
gross.
part of it. Yeah.
All right, let's get some of these conversations down. Holy crap, there's so many.
Oh yeah,
What can you tell me about voodoo?
You already said
the whipping scene
lecture
is
on
the
subject,
thing I
Mr.
was going to talk about, or the
Perhaps
thing I was
next
thinking
time
of,
you could stay awake and learn something.
which is one of the funniest Steve Martin moments.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I've read about them in the papers. I must admit to some interest. But according to the newspapers, the voodoo aspect is faked, so I haven't really pursued it. You know how Americans, especially Hollywood, treat voodoo. I'm sure there are many so-called practitioners out there that have no idea what they're doing or the power they're playing with.
What if he's the killer? This is just going out on a limb. What if he's the killer because he knows all about it, but he's trying to lead people astray by using fake voodoo?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I find it interesting to see the occasional fragment of voodoo practices in the everyday culture of New Orleans.
What else can you tell me about New Orleans?
The Catholic Church has always dominated in New Orleans, and its imagery, in turn, has dominated New Orleans voodoo.
What else can you tell me about New Orleans?
If there's more you wish to know, perhaps you should read my books.
Oh, look at that. It's just changed now.
I think because it's less items, so it's now a single column.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my thing with it being problematic is they do epithets of other races, and it's like you're not propping up those races the same way you are African American, so then that's kind of shitty. Nolan's I guess the second element is because it is if despite they use that word, it is positive towards African Americans, but you can tell the one thing with Mel Brooks is you can always tell when social movement's happening. So I think if it wasn't happening, those writers would definitely have just written something shitty. They're capable of writing stuff that's shitty, even though this individual thing I think is positive overall.
For me, I think not the biggest, but a huge problematic thing about that movie is it's just not funny. I don't know. Humor is subjective for sure, but it just wasn't my jam at all.
Yeah, all the jokes weren't landing.
But then something like other Mel Brooks stuff, like Spaceballs, where they're combing the desert. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. And
the main thing with Spaceballs is there's moments that are really funny, but then there's whole sections that are just dull.
Yeah.
Like when they go down and talk to the Yoda, and the joke being it's Mel Brooks as Yoda. But then there's no jokes, really. And then the whole thing with the Jewish planet, so that they can make the joke about her being a Jewish princess. It's got all that element for... Then the things you remember are the really good jokes of, coming to the desert, jam the radar, the spit take of coffee in the helmet, and like stuff like that. But there's like small moments in a film that does have its slow sections.
The classic.
We ain't found shit!
Alright.
Do you know anything about snakes?
I'm not a zoologist, Mr. Knight, but I know all I care to about reptiles.
Ooh, well, let's leave the yellow one. We learned that the yellow one is the one that gives us the jingle and a score, so we'll leave that to last.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
While I find the colloquial bastardizations of voodoo somewhat interesting, from a sheerly intellectual point of view, there's not a lot of relation between people like Laveau and true voodoo practices.
That's pretty gatekeeping there.
Laveau is the grave that we visited.
Yeah.
She was like the mama voodoo.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
As I said in my lecture, which I assume you actually listened to, is that animal masks, totems, are used extensively in most African voodoo religions.
Okay. Veve?
Do you know anything about veves?
If you'd taken notes during my lecture, you wouldn't have to ask.
Brutal.
Tell me about Dambala.
Dambala is one of the major Rada Loa, also known as Dambala Wedo. He is an ancient Dahomian rain god, often represented as a large boa constrictor. Dambala is the most powerful and most violent of the Rada Loa. The Rada Loa are typically benevolent, as opposed, say, to the Patro Loa. He is still worshipped heavily in Haiti, and when voodoo first started in New Orleans, the early conclaves were reportedly based on the worship of the great zombie, the great serpent Dambala.
Yeah, can't we tell him we're not a... Because I guess he thinks we're a student, but can't we tell him, look, I'm not a student, I'm just asking about this?
That's so funny.
Tell me more about Dambala.
I have extensive courses in the Loa running next semester. Perhaps you should take one of those, Mr. Knight.
Education ain't free.
Tell me about Ogun Badagri.
Ogun Badagri is one of the Patroloa. The Patroloa are much more violent than the Radaloa. Some people believe the Patroloa originated in Haiti, but I have found some evidence that the Patroloa were African as well, though worshipped only by a small voodoo tribe, and a very bloody one.
Tell me more about Ogun Badagri.
He is a chief nasty, Mr. Knight.
What?
He is the spirit of war
Chief
and
Nasty.
destruction.
Do you know Dirt Nasty? Dirt Nasty does that 1980 song. It's a banger.
Tell me about yourself.
All right, Mr. Knight. I'm 35, a fully tenured professor at this
35?
university, as well as a fellow at Cambridge. My doctorate was obtained at Syracuse. Yes, Syracuse. In religious studies.
That's just...
I'm an agnostic.
So make sure you hear that and I
Belief
heard that name
systems
drop.
Fascinating. I specialize in African religions because I grew up there. My
Yeah, he
father
looks
was a
35.
Protestant missionary. And I am heterosexual, when I practice sex at all.
Yeah, that's the
which
thing that's
isn't very
suspicious to me, full
often. Any
tenured.
other questions?
At 35.
Oh, no.
That's weird
Fine.
to say. That's very weird to say, right? Did you hear that, Steve?
No, I think it was just
Oh.
the chat.
Oh, oh, Verdantry heard it. Wow.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
Like, is that what he literally said?
I'd really like to know more about you.
There have been several articles written about me, Mr. Knight, as well as blurbs on my book jackets. If you want a biography, read.
Your lecture
You don't
was
need to have...
terrific.
Oh, you think so? You were snoring so loud I didn't think you'd heard it.
Oh, shit. You don't need sex when you can masturbate to voodoo.
Jesus.
You must travel a lot.
Yes, to Africa mainly.
Please, Steve, it's voodoo bait.
I'm very interested in voodoo myself right now.
How nice for you.
Okay, here we go. The hornless goat.
Do you know what Capri Saint-Caux means?
Cabri Sancourt? Yes, I do. It's a Haitian term, I believe. It's French, and literally translates as goat without horns.
As in a female goat?
No, as in a human sacrifice. Sacrifices in voodoo are usually of the animal variety. Chickens, bulls, goats. If the gods demand a goat without horns, it means a human being.
Interesting. So why did that guy in the voodoo magic shop call me a goat without horn? Like he's saying that I'm a human sacrifice?
Yeah.
Tell me more about human sacrifice.
It's very rare. Most voodoo practices do not include human sacrifice as a matter of record, but it is theoretically possible, if that's what the gods demand. For example, one of the chants I had translated for me from a Haitian ritual went like this. Mistress Ezuli, come and aid us. If a cock is demanded, we will give it. If a
That's
bull
what I
will
always say.
suffice, behold it. But if a goat without horns is required for sacrifice, oh, where will we find one? Ezuli is the gentlest of Loire, so they call on her for mercy. But I have seen grown and powerful Houngan tremble before possession by one of the more violent Loire, such as Papa Nebo. Clearly, they are afraid that something of the sort will be ordered, or that Loire will simply take it for themselves.
I didn't realize this game was so sexual, to be honest. It's always talking about cocks and snakes and just the drivel that comes out of his mouth.
Tell me more about human sacrifice.
I wouldn't dwell on it. Most voodoo sects probably haven't seen a human sacrifice for several generations.
All right, we're done with you, mister. Oh, no, we're not. We have to show him this.
Can you tell me anything about this?
It's a summoning circle.
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Mind if I copy this?
Be my guest.
Great. I'll be right back.
Oh, he's gonna steal it.
Here you go. You know, this is a fascinating veve.
Thought it was a
You must
veve.
tell me all about its origin.
Actually, I was hoping you'd tell me. Can you figure out anything about it from the symbols?
Well, some. That's why I wanted a copy. I want to research the design myself.
He wants to get the
Have
tramp
you
stamp off
heard
it.
of the voodoo murders?
No. You're kidding. Really? Then the voodoo is authentic. The newspapers are wrong. Boy, are they wrong.
You think this veve is authentic?
Authentic? Mr. Knight, that's like asking if the Mona Lisa is a painting. Tell you what, I'll look into these symbols myself and see what I can learn about the sect that made this. I'll give you a call when I have more information. You are associated with the police, aren't you?
Absolutely. But I'm undercover.
Yeah.
You can contact me at St. George's Bookshop in the quarter.
All right. Now, I'd like to get started on this, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, 93. 93. Let's save it. All right, let's see. Let's go for a ride. I wonder if we go back to the cemetery, if we can do that puzzle now. Doubt it, but where is it? Over here. Points, points, points.
Using that on the tomb wall won't help.
Let's have a look again.
The marks are reddish in color and remind Gabriel of crosses. They look like they've been here a few days at least. The wall doesn't work that way.
I don't need to go visit the family tomb today.
That's that seriously his family tomb?
This one, I think it's just exit to the
Oh,
right.
go to. Yeah, okay, yeah.
What's this? Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Gabriel.
Malia?
Mr. Knight, what are you doing here?
My family's tomb is here.
Mine too.
Unnoticed. Subtle.
Well, Mr. Knight, if there's nothing else,
Don't go.
Jesus.
I need to talk to you.
whatever for?
I can't stop thinking about you. I've been in your thoughts too. I can see it in your eyes.
Mr. Knight, you don't know anything about me. I'm not in a position to get involved.
I've said that a million times myself, but this is different. I think we both know we can't fight it. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this.
I have so many obligations. My family is very traditional. You wouldn't understand.
Hey, I love tradition. I've seen Fiddler on the Roof 100 times.
This isn't a musical, Mr. Knight. We live in different worlds.
Look, I know you got more money than God. Do you think I care? Do you think that's why I'm saying this?
No, I don't.
Why don't you come see my world? I've got a little bookshop, St. George's on Bourbon.
I know.
See, I knew it. You're crazy about me, too. Come by tonight. Please? My world isn't so bad.
I'm sorry, but there's no place for someone like you in my life. Not now, not ever.
Excellent. Now.
Damn it.
Okay, so... Oh no, that would be awful. We got a bunch of people in the chat that how can I say this? Is Gabriel as creepy to everyone as he's seeming to me? Like, if someone came up to you and was talking at you like that, like you'd go for your taser, right?
Gabriel looks at and in the vases, but he doesn't see anything he wants to take.
Sleazeball, excellent. Oh. Oh, I thought this statue was broken, but it's an angel that's weeping.
An angel draped dramatically over a stone plinth marks the entrance to a large tomb.
It's like when a child is told they have to eat their vegetables. That's the pose. Oh, switch.
It's locked shut. The plate is in locked position. There's a keyhole on the plate, but Gabriel can't operate that without a key.
Tomb. Oh, Marley is still over there. Hiding.
Oh, yeah. Look at her.
Another ancient family tomb of the type St. Louis Cemetery is famous for.
Oh, we can't click her. It's just like she's gone off. She's behind the curtain off stage.
A stone angel leans down to gaze at something unseen.
Okay, I think that's it here then. Let's get on the motorbike. Alright.
Hello, beautiful. It's me.
The excitement of seeing you is killing me.
Oh, this song's like the Oberdin song.
Got a minute, Grace?
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, we've got another research thing.
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
Ooh, no. Makes my skin crawl, though.
Have you ever heard of Dambala?
No, sorry.
Do you know anything about Veves?
Not a clue. Sorry.
Vevezela?
Ritual patterns used in voodoo.
Fascinating. I can't help you out, though.
Okay.
Could you do some research for me?
Sure, what?
I have a pattern I need you to research.
How would you even research that? Like a reverse Google image search? That's about it, right?
How
She doesn't seem to be
What is
using
it?
computers
It's a
for research.
reconstruction of the tracings they found around the murder victims. The ones done in flour and blood.
Yuck. You shouldn't carry this kind of thing around. Who knows what these symbols mean?
Well, wear your evil banishing gloves if you want, but check it out for me, would you?
I'll see what I can find out. Anything else?
Ooh, more points.
I can't think of anything.
Into the bedroom. Oh yeah. Bed's still filthy, I see. What's this painting?
Let sleeping lions lie. I got that cheap at a garage sale. Always had a thing for lions.
I like how it's like not pretentious at all about his art.
Oh, you know what we could probably do? We got all those phone numbers with the dog. We could probably... Let me equip it first. Here we go. Oh, okay, cool. Let's see. Cajun critters. Maybe we could learn something about snakes there. Travel agency. Let's try the dog one first. Let's call old Wolfie.
Cajun Critters Animal Clinic. This is Melissa.
Hi, Melissa. How you doing?
Do you have a Madame Casino as a client?
Madam Casino? Sure, I know her. She's not here right now, though.
Really? She told me she'd be there. Would you happen to have her address by any chance?
Yes, but I'm not sure I should give it out. Who are you again?
She's my aunt, and I've sort of lost touch.
I'm sorry, but I don't feel right about giving her address out. Goodbye.
Oh, come on, Melissa. Alright. There's no redial.
And once I did IT work before I managed to get full-time work, it was really shitty work for no pay, but one of the clients I was working at was, I guess a security mob in general, but they did do debt collecting. I remember working on something at the time where someone was making a social engineering call to get someone's address. Wow. Which was like very interesting. But he reminded because he did the thing of like, you've won a prize.
This is Melissa.
We just need your address to send it to. There was a bit of back and forth, but the guy finally gave me the address.
But we don't get many snakes.
And he got a minor clap as he hung up.
That's crazy. Man, I can't imagine if I gave out client information to somebody else. Man, you wouldn't even see the firing.
Oh yeah, this is
about animal sacrifice?
This is like someone doxing themselves, but I do remember that social engineering call.
Well, we're gonna get through to Wolfie, alright? Hi, Melissa, it's me.
Cajun Critters Animal Clinic. This is Melissa.
About Madame Casino. I really need to get her address.
I just don't know. Why did you need it again?
She's won a major prize.
I really don't think I can. Sorry.
Okay. Is there anything else we can call? Cauliflower. Someone's name is S. Kanker. Oh. Hang on, what's the... Oh no, that's the same number. Why is it the same number? Oh no, it's not. It's not the same number. I'm just blind. Let's give her a call.
Hello?
Is this the Casino residence?
Yes. What can I do for you?
Do you or does anyone in your family patronize the Dixieland drugstore?
I'm a busy man. What are you selling?
Nothing.
Good. Goodbye.
Ah, oh, damn. Oh, there's a few of them. Okay.
Hi, Casino residence.
Hi. I was wondering if you could help me.
Yeah?
A woman in the Dixieland drugstore dropped her purse today, and the name Casino was inside it.
Dixieland drugstore? Never heard of it. Sorry.
Okay.
Hello, I'm calling from the
sounds like
Dixieland drugstore. We have an order for you.
Oh.
Castro, be quiet. Who is this?
I'm a friend of the owner.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, maybe not then. Okay. Guess we're gonna call Steve Kazanor.
Casino residents, may I help you?
Hi, you've won a customer raffle at the Dixieland drugstore.
No soliciting, please.
Shit. Okay, well I'm out of leads there. Let's try the travel agency, just because it stands out. More believable. They'll get us to buy Amazon gift cards.
Travel agency. How may I help you?
Okay, let's see.
Can you just get me out of here, please?
I'd be happy to send you anywhere, sir, but I need a destination.
I always wanted to visit Anderson, Indiana.
I'm so sorry, but you can't get there from here.
What are your specials?
Well, our least expensive trip is 4 days, 3 nights in St. Croix for $1,250. Of course, we have much nicer packages available.
Well, that's certainly special. How much for a trip to the Caribbean?
Well, our least expensive trip is 4 days, 3 nights in St. Croix for $1,250. Of course, we have much nicer packages available.
I'm sure your packages are astonishing,
Jesus.
but that's out of my league.
Is there something else I can help you with?
Sorry, wrong number.
Thank you. Goodbye.
I feel that... I don't know. Maybe we'll go back to the voodoo joint. This one. Dixieland drugstore.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make the connection. I was thinking a normal drugstore, but it's this place.
Mm-hmm. What do we got? Sand, bowl, sign, Willie. Hi, John. What's Hi, John? Goodies. Let's go. Hi, John.
I don't know what that stuff does, but I don't like the sound of it.
All right, Willie.
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
Okay.
I found out what Cabri Sanko means. How did you know about human sacrifice?
I never said them words, monsieur. You must have heard them from someone else.
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
Don't talk like that around here, man.
Do you know anything about veves?
Like the ones in the voodoo rituals they do for the tourists?
Right.
They curiosities, no? This a curio shop.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Have you ever heard of Damballa?
Damballa is an African legend about a great serpent. Folklore, that's all.
Would you take 50 for Willie Jr.?
Don't insult me, monsieur. The price is $120.
What? You said you'd sell it for 100 before.
You misheard, monsieur. The price was always 120.
Anything in the church yet? Of course, if you guys want me to check something out, you let me know.
I don't have any ideas. Oh, we can go in now.
Oh yeah. Not busy finally. Professional, kneeler, shelf, knothole. Hello.
The knothole is part of the paneling.
Why is it there?
The knothole doesn't seem to operate that way. There's a knothole about the size of a quarter in the wood paneling on that wall.
If I had to guess, I would say there's on the other side there's a platform about halfway up.
There's a pair of stilts on the other side, Steve.
Yeah, so that's the perfect height for the receiving end of what I'm thinking.
You hear this, filth bag?
May I help you, my child?
Could you give me a blessing?
Do you feel the need for a blessing?
Steve is such a
Believe me if
filth
I told
bag.
you.
All right, if it will comfort you.
The priest
Robotic
blesses
priest.
Gabriel through the confessional window.
Peace be with you, son.
Thank you, Father.
Is there anything else?
Boy, is there.
Can I ask you a few questions?
The confessional is not the best place for interviews, son. You can contact the parish offices if you need private counseling.
I understand. Thanks, Father.
Is there anything else?
I'd like to make a confession.
All right, if it'll make you feel better.
Oh, man, okay.
Yeah, I was going to joke about impure thoughts.
I've had a lot of women, Father.
A lot? More than 10?
Yes, Father.
More than 20?
Yes, Father.
More than...
Juvenile.
Yes, Father.
Son,
I love it, it's
don't
the same
think
clip.
this is a matter for a priest. I think you need a good therapist.
If we're counting therapists, then I'm up to at least, let's see, count the one, and this might take a while.
My son, I'm afraid my lunch break is coming on about now. Pray for forgiveness and say 20 rosaries.
Geese Pete, how you doing?
On second thought, when you finish the math, say that many rosaries.
Gabriel hears him leave the confessional.
Oh, didn't like that,
I
did
should
he?
probably add one more rosary for that while I'm at it. I've been a bad boy.
The confessional is empty, and there doesn't seem to be a priest behind the window right now.
Okay, maybe we can look in the knothole now?
There's a knothole about the size of a quarter in the wood paneling on that wall.
Maybe we
Get to the other side, we might be able to nudge through the knothole. Not through the knothole.
The knothole doesn't seem to operate that
He
way.
walked over to it. That's a tease. I wonder if we can go in the other one then. Since
I've
he's not
always
there.
wondered how the other half lives.
Go in there. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Is there a chapstick in here?
Inside the box, Gabriel finds a priest collar and some oil used for blessing.
Okay, let's steal the oil.
That oil is for holy purposes. Not the sort of thing Gabriel would want to use it for.
Okay, let's steal the collar.
You never know when a priest's collar will come in handy.
Okay.
Gabriel can't use the collar while it's in the box.
If you try hard enough. Let's...
Inside the box is some oil used for blessing. It's a white priest's collar.
I wonder if we can actually use it. How do we use it?
It's a white priest's.
Can we click on Gabriel? Oh, we can.
There's no reason to wear that at the moment.
Okay, that's good to know.
That's how we do it in the future.
Can we...
My hair looks perfect the way it is at the
Does it
moment.
now? Perfect, you say?
What's the bet? We're going to end up in the confessional box with the dog collar, and what's her name comes in, the one he's trying to go after.
Yeah.
He hears
That's where I
someone
feel it's
enter
going.
and kneel down on the other side.
Uh-oh.
Father?
Yes, can we get
I'd
the...
like to make a confession.
Wait, but he's in the priest's box.
Yeah, we're now the father. The guy's on the other side.
Oh,
Go on, my son.
I thought we were in the other, because there's the two.
Come into a large sum of money.
I don't really see a problem with that.
It's not
An
that.
Irish accent for some reason.
How I got it. I literally found a suitcase of money. So I picked it up and took it instead of telling the police or trying to find who it belonged to.
I advise you to invest in a local business. I've heard there's this wonderful bookshop on Bourbon Street, in fact, that could use a little bit of luck.
Well, I'm not much of a reader.
It's worth a try.
What better time to start? Oh, and say 10 rosaries, I think.
If you say so, Father. Thank you.
Thank you, my son.
The man leaves the confessional.
Good job. This is like Papers, Please now.
He
But then the room's
hears
not
someone
symmetrical.
enter and kneel down on the other side.
Bless me, Father, for
There's a
I
booth
have
on either
sinned.
side, right?
Do go on.
I've had impure thoughts about men, Father.
Oh, hello.
Surely it can't be all that bad.
Oh, it is, Father. No, I can't say that to a priest.
Sure you
Don't
can.
worry about
Colin.
it, sweetheart. You say whatever you need to. In detail.
You don't
Slowly.
sound like a priest.
But how can you cleanse your mind unless you fully express your sins, my child?
Aren't you just supposed to tell me to say rosaries or something?
We'll get to that. But first,
No offense, Father, but I think I'll try another confessional.
The young woman leaves the confessional.
This is like in the Yakuza games where you're on that, you know that mini game where there's like a phone and then you get the tissues out?
I don't know about these filthy bad games you're playing.
Verdantry can collaborate, cooperate. What's the fucking word? He's played the tissue game before.
Gabriel's calling is decidedly not hearing confessions. Not in a church, anyway.
I think it's weird because it's
Corroborate,
like I think it's like he's like, well, I'm a Catholic priest, so I guess I'll put in an Irish accent, even though it doesn't make sense in New Orleans for the priest to be Irish necessarily.
The priest's side of the confessional is made of well-oiled wood.
I think it's in
There's also a
zero.
box under the shelf on this side.
How do we actually leave? I think we're just here for good now. Just get the motorbike out of here. Well, just imagine it is a thing then, yeah? Let's see. Moonbeam residence.
A sign on the front
Was this one of
door,
those like
Magenta
this is like an anime game you played in between
Tuning
sessions of
with the
Yakuza,
spirit
and you
realm,
think
back
that's
on
like
June
part of the
22nd.
game. You like your memories have like mixed the two.
No. Let's see. Where do we want to go? Park. Let's go to the park. Let's see if we can speak to the ballet dancer. Cajun band. Oh, you're... Hang on.
Thanks,
What
boys.
the...
Oh, Saints come marching in.
When the Saints
Madam
go over
Lorelei, is it?
What can I do for you, handsome?
there. Nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
Well, then move aside, sweetie, but stay where I can look at you, okay?
Thank you, Verdantry. That's what I keep thinking when I hear this constantly.
Come on, boys, hoopla!
Hoopla. Maybe we have to watch her do something.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, boys.
Come on, do your thing. So you're gonna do an animation? Guess not. Okay, where are we going? I haven't been to the Voodoo Museum in a bit.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
Oh, I suppose we've got a
That's
lot
like-
of voodoo terms to go over with.
It's like he's a cross between Morpheus and
Could I
the other
ask you
guy's
a
name, but
small
the
question?
number 2,
Of
where it's got
I
the
also
guy
found
that does
out
martial
they are
arts.
Stimulating.
I don't know. He reminds me a bit of Marcellus Wallace.
There's that too.
Have you ever heard of Damballa?
Of course, it is one of the Loa.
Okay. What about Ogun Bagaradidis Paradis?
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
I do not believe so.
Oh, wow.
Isn't he one of the
Um,
Loa?
I'll just leave you to fly solo for a bit. I'm gonna make
I'm
another
not
coffee.
familiar with some of the more obscure Haitian and African Loa.
Vevez-vous?
Do you know anything about Veves?
I believe they have something to do with Haitian voodoo. But that is not really my area.
Okay. Oh, they mentioned totem poles in the thing. Hey, is that the same drummer from the police station?
Goodbye, Dr. John.
Goodbye, Mr. Knight.
Oh, there's that little mini coffin that we saw in our dreams. I'm gonna quickly go back and see if we can do anything with it.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
The voodoo shrine is filled with items that both fascinate Gabriel and also make his skin crawl.
Do you think this is a Michael Myers mask, a blow-up doll, or a shrunken head, like a legit one? Or all of the above?
Professor Hartridge called this a Sakei Madule.
Okay, good. He at least said what it was. Oh, we can do this. Skull, black candle, wine?
A waste of some perfectly good wine, if you ask me.
Black candle.
They lend a certain psychotic ambiance, no?
Okay. Nothing here. Painting, fan, whip. Oh, the whip. They did mention that.
Don't the Voodoo call a ritual whip a fouet cache?
They do, indeed. Wishing stump?
I wish Malia Getty was permanently grafted to my thighs.
Jesus! Can we get a Josiah in chat?
That gourd must be in our song.
Thanks, narrator. Thank you. Yeah, he's absolutely a filth bag. Can we take
Gabriel doesn't want anything to do with that knife.
Yeah, right. I'd probably cut my own head off with that thing.
Gabriel has no interest in the noisy fan at the moment.
Okay. We want to see the snake, but I don't think he's going to let us look at it.
A very large, very formidable looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage.
The python is quite dangerous. I would stay back if I were you.
Thanks for the advice.
Pythons were not dangerous. As in, they're not venomous whatsoever. As far as I know. God, imagine if you were this guy, right? You lived your life only to live the afterlife squatting down with a plate on your head. It's like when you watch movies, you've got popcorn in there, and that's your whole job in the afterlife is just serve popcorn.
I'm back.
Okay. Welcome back.
Hey, did I miss the fourth bag, Gabe?
Oh boy, did you. I'll see if he does it again.
I wish I had $1 million.
Oh no. Okay, that's fine. He wished that the Getty's lady was permanently grafted to his thighs.
Goodbye, Dr. John.
Goodbye, Mr. Knight.
Alright, sort of running out of ideas. I know what I need to do, as in I need to buy the mask. need to do the church stuff.
The sign says the Overlook's closed for repairs until June 21st.
Is there anything out in the outer regions? French, well, that goes back there. Let's go back to the university. What are you?
Mind if I pick your brain?
Not if it will get you out of my lecture hall.
Have we visited Gran? Who's Gran? So I guess no, we haven't.
Do you know anything about Veves?
I told you I would research it, Mr. Knight. When I have anything concrete, I'll let you know.
I'll be going.
Oh, do keep in touch.
35. To hear that he's 35 is like when I found out that Tony Soprano was 39 in The Sopranos. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, it should be on the map.
What should be?
It says their grandmother Knight's house.
Getty Mansion.
I think there's one thing we missed. Something I sort of half suspected. Do you want to go back to the phone?
Of course, absolutely.
So I just looked up just enough to walk through to see what the next.
It's me.
Perfect.
The excitement of seeing you is killing me.
Into the bedroom again. It's like a sav bed. You want the numbers? The phone book page?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, because I was thinking about, because like I didn't think of why this would be important, but I didn't notice we didn't call the dog place after calling her. Because I didn't think much of it because I didn't think there was a reason. But when we called her, her dog started barking. She told it to stand, like shut up.
Oh.
I think she used the dog's name, so now we know the dog's name.
Elvis, wasn't it? No. I'll know it when I see it. Elvis was the snake.
Cajun Critters Animal Clinic. This is Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
About Madame Casino. I really need to get her address.
I just don't know. Why did you need it again?
I'm worried about Castro. He's missed 3 dance lessons.
Castro? Her little doggy? Oh, he's so sweet.
Little doggy?
I guess if you know Castro, it's okay. Her address is 345 Dauphine.
Thanks.
Jeez.
Yes, he knew the dog's name. That was the difference. That was the thing that made her think he's trustworthy.
Thank you for that hint. Alright. Oh, hello. It's Chewbacca. Hello?
Yes? Who is it?
Land Shark. This, I heard like what's his name? Oh god. Caddyshack. Chevy Chase. I think like being interviewed on Gabriel Godfrey, and he was explaining this joke that he loved from Saturday Night Live. He's run a Saturday Night Live called The Land Shark. It's probably a skit that doesn't work. Like I don't think it'd be funny, but listening to him explain it is like, for some reason, joyous. Like it makes me feel good. Someone explaining this joke they really love. But it's basically, it was on the thing of Jaws, but he played a land shark, which means he was in a shark costume, and he'd be outside someone's door and he'd knock on it and go, like it'd be something like, Mrs. Lazarou, and they go, well, who? Mrs. Bennett? Like just trying anything to get in.
Yep.
And then he'd finally convince them because they're stupid as well, and he'd run in and then bite them. But yeah, that's the idea of like a land shark is, but then it's, yeah. But the concept was just like trying out different names, but also was like Leslie, like just mumbling so that it catches many things it could be. Yeah, I suppose one of those things is probably the skit probably isn't funny, but listening to him explain this joke that he loves is I always love that. Like there's a bit of Aristocrats where comedians are telling their best joke, and they're ones that aren't necessarily funny because it's like I wouldn't say this for an audience, but this is the joke I love, and they're always very benign, but there's something sweet about someone explaining their favorite joke.
Okay. I don't even know what is a land shark anyway. Like in this term.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if that's a reference to that.
Let's see. I'll click on it and we'll find out.
Yeah.
Land shark.
You are no Bill Murray.
Oh.
Oh, it is.
There you go. Who is Bill Murray? As in, like, other than Bill Murray?
Yes.
I think he would have been on Saturday Night Live, so maybe he did the Land Shark skits as well, or maybe they both did it. Like they both did it, or maybe he's mixing them up.
I've got some great pet supplies. Coochie coochie coo, little doggy.
Little doggy.
Castro has everything he needs. Don't you, Castro?
Thanks a lot, Castro.
Yes? Who is it?
Voodoo.
Hi, I'm doing an article on voodoo, and I heard that you are...
I'm a good Catholic young man. Take your evil influence elsewhere.
But I just have a few questions.
I can feel the evil eye. Go away.
I got an idea. I don't know if it'll work. I'm gonna exhaust her dialogue first, but I think we gotta dress up as the priest.
What do you have to do what the horoscope says?
Yes? Who is it?
I have some fine magazine subscriptions for sale.
I am sorry, I am not interested.
Do you get... Oh, I suppose it's a bit different for you, Steve, because you're in an apartment, but we get people knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell, and because in my house we've got a glass strip next to the door so you can actually see through, and you can just see someone standing there with a clipboard, and it's just like, fuck's sake, just piss off.
Luckily I don't. Yeah, the apartment, you don't have that problem.
Yes? Who is it?
It's always something, like the last one we had was, the guy's like, do you have vents in your house? And I'm thinking, of course we got fucking vents in our house. And he's like, oh, the government is subsidizing and giving free vent covers to save you energy. And I just wanted to like get out of that conversation immediately. He's like, oh, do you have these square covers? And I go, no, we've only got the round ones. He's like, oh, okay. And then behind me, I knew there was a vent, and I couldn't remember if it was square or round. And I was just hoping that I got it right, because he would be able to see over my head and see whether we've got those things. I got it right though, so he cleared off.
So yeah, because I moved back in with the parents for COVID. It was like a social bubble, and that's what I remember. Like when things relaxed a bit, and I still kind of moved back in. I remember getting Jehovah's Witnesses, and like I'd never had cold calling before. And then Jehovah's Witnesses apparently pretty ripe in our area, but yeah, I had Jehovah's Witnesses, and I just told them no and go away, and then I just struck me that's like, I'd actually do this. It's like hasn't been part of my experience for anyone to cold call me in like years.
Yeah, you know what I found with working from home and stuff? The best thing is if you ever see those people, you put on your headset like this, and you walk out and you go, sorry, I'm going to call, and then they'll go away.
Or you do what Penn Jillette says, which is like you get fully naked and you open the door and talk about how good Satan is.
Please let me talk to you, Madam Casino.
I do not talk to strangers, young man.
Alright, let's see if this works. Oops, how do we... Oops.
You select it and then click him outside, yep.
Can't say I've ever seen a priest in a t-shirt. I'll need something else to make this stay on.
Oh, we've got a shirt back home. A black shirt. Okay. Good. We'll be back soon, Grant.
Hello, beautiful. It's me.
The excitement of seeing you is killing me.
Hang on. I've seen a black shirt somewhere. Where was it? Is this it?
All my clothes look the same, so why change them?
Where have I seen the black shirt?
My hair looks perfect the way it is at the moment.
Damn. Is it out here? A police shirt, maybe? Where have we seen it? Come on, Steve, you must have seen it too.
That's unnoticed. But I think the horoscope thing is the thing we gotta fix.
What do you mean the horoscope thing?
Well, horoscope said something about an evil eye and we had to do something to remove it. And she sensed an evil eye on us, so just the fact that that's been mentioned twice makes me think we need to do whatever the newspaper said to clear the evil eye and then she'll talk to us.
I don't think
That's
the newspaper
my take.
says what to do though. Look at it again.
I don't have to.
Change course. I mean, that's so vague.
Yeah.
Because she was saying that I'm a good Catholic girl, which is why I'm thinking we need to dress up as a priest and then we'll be able to actually talk to her. That could technically be changing course as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I've seen a black shirt though, I just can't remember where it was. Go to the police station maybe? Anything in the alleyway? Ooh. Feel free to look up a little nudge in the right direction, Steve.
I guess. Are you doing stuff here, or do you want?
Well, I'm just
nudge.
testing stuff out, so if there's something if I'm missing...
Because I think it's the thing that Tonga said is the next thing the walkthrough mentions. I haven't seen anything beyond that, but...
Visiting Gran, we were just there, but she won't talk to us.
No, not that Gran, our Gran.
Oh, our Gran. How are we going to find that? There's no Gran house.
And have a look on the map again, see if there's an icon we've been missing.
Held spacebar. Unless Gran is in the graveyard.
It's not in the It's not in the French Quarter. Try here, maybe.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah, it's not. Maybe we missed something on the previous day.
Yeah, but it wouldn't soft lock you, surely.
Yeah, no soft lock, but that might be why it's...
What if... I'm gonna go to Dixieland. Maybe there's a black shirt in there. I've seen it, I know, but I just can't remember where.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think it's earlier, and I think we could have done something, but in day one.
Okay.
So the first thing in the walkthrough.
What do we need to do
after
then?
leaving a bookshop? Okay, go back to the bookshop.
Okay.
Hey, Grace, here I am.
Oh boy, party time.
Talk to Grace.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Messages. Yeah, even though it's blanked out.
Because it's grayed out.
Do you have messages for me?
I've given everything to you.
no. There you go.
Maybe the remake is different because it says ask Grace. This is literally day one, like even before you leave the bookshop. Ask Grace about messages 4 times to reveal the locations for Grandmother Knight's house and the police station on the map.
Do you have messages?
Nope. No.
I'll try it 4 times.
Do you?
Nope.
Do you?
Oh. Apparently SierraChess.com has a resource limit that's been reached.
There's our black shirt. We had it in our inventory. That's where I've seen
the whole time.
Oh, man. Oh, whoops. Okay. Accidentally combined the hair gel with it, but anyway, that'll work. Hopefully we don't need to speak to Gran, because if Gran's not there, I don't know.
All right, but this is private.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at his hair.
Yes? Who is it?
It's Father McLaughlin to see you.
Father McLaughlin, you say? You
That's
must be
not bad
new
accent.
in the parish. I'm so pleased to meet you, Father. Do come in.
Thank you, my child.
Please be seated, Father.
Thank you.
Now, what can I do for you?
What can you do for us? Let's have a look. What do we got? We got paintings? What's this painting up here?
Madam in younger days?
Good heavens, no, Father.
The upholstered chair is less comfortable than it looks. Father McLaughlin would never steal from one of his flock.
Fair enough. Madonna.
The painting behind the couch is a Madonna and child. The plant looks healthy, despite Gabriel's vague impression that Castro makes great use of it.
Cabinet.
Madam would think Father McLaughlin was suspiciously snoopy if Gabriel did that.
Okay, let's just talk to her then. What do we
Nice
got to say?
doggy. Good Castro.
Oh, that was to Castro. Okay.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions, my child?
Of course not, mon père.
All right.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
People think I'm just a foolish old woman, but I know the things they do. My family's been in New Orleans since 1750, so I know more than most. Voodoo people are all over the city, in the shops, everywhere. They'll curse you like that, and most people don't even notice. Spit on your bread at the bakery. Take strands of your hair at the store when you try on clothes. Oh, you have to be so careful. But I know their ways, so I can protect myself. I know how to use the magic too, and I can counteract their evil spells.
Oh.
Tell me more about voodoo in New Orleans.
It's just plain evil. It's dangerous to even discuss it.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Voodoo murders? Ha! They are nothing new to me, Father. They happen all the time. I hardly go out anymore. It's too dangerous in the streets. They can get you anywhere, you know. Even here, in this room. But I try not to let them know about me. That's the best way.
What else do you know about the voodoo murders?
Shh! They'll hear you.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
The only true New Orleans are of French origin, you know. My family were among the original settlers of New Orleans. They came here from France. The Creole society used to be so gay in New Orleans. Now it barely hangs on by its fingernails.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes. They're evil creatures.
Poor snakes.
Did you know that evil people can send them into your dreams? They can. That's why I never sleep.
Right, thanks.
She's living a Freddy Krueger movie.
Yeah.
I was
Do you
like
know anything
poked
else
copy
about
by a
snakes?
bedstead.
It would be bad luck to talk about that anymore.
No snakes in your dreams when at work, Steve.
No.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Oh, her. I could tell you about her. Voodoo Queen? Ah. My great-grandmother was an acolyte of Marie Laveau. She knows the truth about her.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
No, I won't say anything more. Not to you, Father. I'm sure you mean well, but you are an outsider.
Ah, brutal.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
No, I won't say anything
so
more.
come back to
Not
that
to you,
dialogue later.
Father. I'm sure you mean well, but you are an outsider.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
Okay. Veve?
Do you know anything about Veves?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
What about Dambala?
Have you ever heard of Dambala?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
What about Ogun Badagari?
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
What about yourself?
Tell me about yourself.
Me? I am Creole. My family has been in New Orleans for over 200 years. Real New Orleanians are French, you see. These days, the city is overrun with people with no heritage at all. No offense, Father, but it's true. But the French, naturellement, will always be the true blood of New Orleans.
So, I mean,
And
excuse
racist.
my ignorance here, but I know Creole is tied to French. Is Creole just like French immigrant? Because there can be like Creole in different regions, not just the US as far as I know. But I don't think French people themselves are Creole. I don't know, I'm not sure.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, Father, I don't know what else to say.
It's so nice of you to invite me in.
But no, mon père. I am always happy to see one of the good fathers.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what Caprice encore means?
Maybe. I know. I bet you do not know, Father, n'est-ce pas?
It means goat without horns.
Father, you surprised me.
Maybe I'm not an outsider
You know
anymore.
what it means. You know what they mean by goat without horns, don't you? A human being. That's right. Slit your throat, cut out your heart. Pure evil murder.
Okay.
Do you know anything about human sacrifice here in New Orleans?
Well, my great-grandmother could tell stories. She saw it. People say that sort of thing wasn't done in New Orleans, but the real voodoo queens did it. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Who are the real voodoo queens?
Well, my great-grandmother told me that Laveau was just a front, a flamboyant decoy. She distracted authorities from the real voodoo queen of New Orleans. It's been the same one for almost 200 years. She's head of a secret voodoo enfant. That's what they call their temples, you know. It's so secret, most of the voodoo people in the city don't even know about it. The real voodoo queen controlled Laveau, gave her a little bit of power, and used her like a puppet.
Oh. Sounds like standard conspiracy theory stuff.
Tell me more about this secret voodoo hound for.
Well, I've never seen it. I wouldn't go near it if you bade me. But it's here in New Orleans, I guarantee it. I hear their drums at night, oh yes. That's why I'm so ill, I tell you, those drums. But we shouldn't talk about it. They'll hear us. It's the devil's work that happens there, I can tell you. I'll show you something. Something secret. You mustn't tell anyone, Father.
I swear on my collar.
Here it is, mon père. A true object of evil if ever there was one.
It radiates something, all right.
It belonged to my great-grandmother. She told my mother that it was a token to gain entrance to the real voodoo ceremonies.
You don't say.
To tell you the truth, I've always felt nervous about having it in the house. You know, evil influence and all.
I can see how you would, yes.
And yet, I could never part with it. It's been in the family for generations. Would you bless it for me, Father? I feel strange asking such a thing of you, but surely you understand.
Bless this bracelet of a snake. Even though its vibes aren't great, let it do nobody harm when they wear it on their arm. Voodoo spirits, go away. Don't come back another day. And now
That's
let
don't
us
usually
pray.
rhyme.
Let's get an imprint.
Gabriel has
Oh,
a
yeah.
thought about the clay.
Bless, oh bless this circlet of silver.
Rhyme silver, go on.
Take the curse, oh take it, Wilbur.
Okay.
A lovely blessing, mon père.
Yes, I think it made a lasting impression.
Wait, he lost his
Here you
accent.
go.
I feel
Announced to
so much
himself.
better now.
Okay. Marie Laveau?
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
She was only a front for the real evildoers, Father. And that's the truth about Marie Laveau.
Do you find the weather to your liking?
It's terribly humid.
humid's
I
the
only go
worst.
out in the morning and the evening.
So Creole is from French and black descent. I guess so. So, like, Haiti, for instance, was colonized by the French. So I'm guessing they would count as Creole? I don't know. Maybe I'll have a look it up later on.
What a delightful little dog you have.
Ah yes, Castro is my boon companion.
I think that's it. I think we can exit. What are we going to do with the mold, though? I don't know.
So we need something to make like a copy. I'm assuming it's to check whether she's. I don't know.
Nice doggy. Good Castro.
Oh, that's the dog.
Does this mean anything to you?
No, Father, it does not.
Okay, where to she now? Maybe
It's
we can...
getting late. Gabriel decides to go home
Oh.
for the day.
Okay. There we go. End of the day. Oh, hello. Oh, don't come over. Don't.
Excuse me. I'm going inside.
Oh, I'm afraid St. George's is closed for the day.
I'm not a customer. I'm here to see the owner.
Why don't you just leave your name and number with me, and I'll tell him you stopped by.
Grace is a blocker.
Listen, if Gabriel is here, he'll want to see me. Is he? Here?
I really couldn't say for certain, but in the morning.
Gracie, say goodnight.
Oh my god.
She tried to save you, sister.
Mm-hmm. Call the police.
You came. I didn't think you would.
I didn't think I would either.
Your eyes. I could show you around a little. It's not much, but
Please don't.
Just show where the
Couldn't
bedroom
focus
is.
on much of anything right now.
yeah, I know. God, what is it about you?
Just shut up and kiss me.
No! No, he doesn't at all. Day 4. I spoke to the one who smelled of death. He gave to me his ears, and cross that were marked were made into a veil of tears. Walk of shame, walk of shame. Extra. Unearned indeed. Though I don't know what, like... He's not really redeemable. At least not yet. Crazy, you're wearing the same thing again.
And she has a wardrobe similar to his.
Yeah. Efficiency.
She just likes that color of salmon.
Making a frope.
You're not speaking to me this morning?
Don't be silly. I just have nothing to say.
Have it your way.
Oh, who's this guy in the window?
Hey.
Have you noticed this guy outside the shop?
Yeah, he gives me the creeps. I wish he'd go away.
Did you find out anything about that pattern I gave you?
Yeah, I did find something. I checked the microfiche at the public library.
Microfiche?
I found an article about a murder in 1810. The newspaper published part of a pattern found around the body. It looks damn close.
You're incredible. All that work.
Forget it.
Okay. Well, let's save it. We are on to day 4. Let's, Day 4. Go. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us. It has been grand. We got a little bit stuck, but we got into the, we got pushed along the way with a little clue, which is great. But,
Gabriel got some stank on his hang down.
What does that mean, Steve? Jesus Christ. These pure ears aren't, they're not used to such filth-baggery. You are most welcome, Beansy. Let us see who is available, if anyone is there to raid. Robot Spacer is there. Let's raid Space because he is going to be devouring a little treat. Feel free to say whatever you need to, Steve, while I do this.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and see you guys later, I guess. Next midweek point and click.
Yeah, locking you guys in. There will be a Resident Evil tomorrow, I believe. As far as I know, I'll have to speak to Michael about that. But yeah, we'll see you over into Space's stream, and yeah, until next